What it do? What it do? What it do? Good people. Drena, where's you at?
I just took a Jello shot.
You know what? You worse than Adrian with them damn edibles.
The
What?
bartender,
How do I get in this?
the bartender from my mom's party sent me home with a bag of them, and I was like, I'm gonna have 3 a day.
Oh yeah, goodness gracious. Okay, then. Well, how
It's my
y'all
last
doing?
day.
Whew.
How y'all doing?
It is Tuesday, y'all. Again, it's Tuesday. Hey, Daniel, you here early tonight? How you doing? We got a good show tonight. We got some
Yes, we do.
Yes, coming on tonight. It should be interesting. Not as interesting as last week, but it should be interesting. Hey, Danica. So, how was y'all week? Anything exciting?
I threw my mom's party over the weekend. She loved it. It was a great time.
I saw the pictures. I'm like, y'all turned up.
Yeah.
Doing what it do.
They wore me out.
Thank you, Danica. Thank you.
What about
Appreciate
you,
it.
Adrian?
Hey man. What did I do? I ain't do too much, man. At all. Real talk. Like, yeah. Chilling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
You know?
severance package must be good.
I don't know. You're funny.
Well,
Oh my goodness.
for everything you didn't do, our other host, I think she did it all. Didi, tell us
Who in
about
the
your
most?
amazing weekend and yesterday.
Dang, what did I do this week? I don't know what I did this weekend, but what I do this weekend? I don't know. That's irrelevant. Yesterday was
You wore your boots. I saw that.
that's irrelevant.
Okay.
Yesterday was amazing. I was scared. I don't know why. I was super nervous. Definitely got the opportunity of a lifetime being on Roland Martin's Unfiltered to talk about fitness. I had no clue what it was I was going to be talking about, so it was all off the cuff. I was just like, but it was an amazing experience. His producers were freaking awesome. They were super professional. You know, I love me some nice stuff. I just love when stuff is together. I just love it. That's just the Libra scales in me. So, yeah, I had a good time. Just being able to touch more people, and of course, I'm seeing the results of it already, like getting more followers, getting more people interested in the program and stuff like that. So, I was excited about that. One thing that was interesting that I didn't expect, and I don't want to call nobody out, but and I won't say any names, but it was multiple people, and that's why it was interesting to me because I didn't expect it. Was of course people congratulating me, but people asking me to like shout out their or plug their this and that. I'm like, I'm trying to plug myself. I ain't got the platform yet. How am I gonna slide that in? Like, yeah,
That's
so-
crazy.
And there was a few people who actually asked me to do it. I'm like, look,
I just got here.
Yeah, and I'm like, all I can do is tell you what I did. I didn't do anything over the top to get on this show. He made a post about the segment that he does. I commented and said I would love to be on. He sent me a DM and said, hit my producer up. I was on 3 days later. That's all I did. I didn't do anything extraordinary to get on the show. I just did that. So, you know, but yeah, I thought the panel had great questions too, especially the older lady who asked about exercises for older people. I thought that was interesting because a lot of people don't know about the chair workouts, which are amazing workouts. So now I'm gonna go and do an actual workout routine and post it on my YouTube just so people can have access to that. But it's a really effective workout for older people and people who just aren't really that mobile. Yeah. So we're gonna get into the trending topics of the week, y'all.
We gotta introduce ourselves.
Oh, I keep doing that. You folks don't know us. See, Drena, that's why you here to make sure I'm on track. So we are going to introduce the Breaking Barriers podcast, my lovely, amazing co-hosts. We have the incomparable, the legendary, the man, the 1%er himself, Mr. Adrian Taylor, aka.
Oh, that's new. Mr. GC, 1%, huh?
AKA.
Hey man, we grinding.
Hey.
Hard work, man.
There you go. And then we have the lovely, the big-hearted Miss Drena, aka
Dreen.
aka.
We on to the next, I guess.
Next, you know me, hashtag next.
And then we have our amazing host, you can call her Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. What's she gonna do next? Miss Didi, Miss AKA
the core queen,
AKA
globally known now, baby. Let's go. Yesterday's price is not today's price, baby.
Not today's.
We're gonna get into these trending topics so we can get our guest co-host on. So what do y'all think about this Kyrie Irving trade to the Mavericks? Did it shock y'all?
Yeah. yeah. I mean, I knew he was gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? But it shocked me he went to Dallas though. I didn't think Dallas would be interested, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I'm glad he's gone though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot. Did y'all see the that back and forth between Stephen A and Jason Williams?
I didn't see the whole thing. I think a lot of them are getting into it with these so-called analysts or whatever you want to call them, these guys that actually play sports, because I think, not that I know. I mean, we're seeing where it seems like some of them take personal attacks against certain players. And, some of them, especially they like, yo, like, I'm not going to see it. Basically, not that he said that, but basically you could tell it's like, I'm not going to let you do this. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just keep attacking this dude. Whatever your ill will towards him, it ain't basketball related.
Right.
That's not what you're talking about here. So you attacking his character and who he is as a man. And, we see that a lot with some of these analysts, man, that they have people that they consistently attack. And I think that some of these players, former players are kind of getting to that point where it's like, all right, you ain't never played and you ain't keeping it sports related. Like, that's a problem for me.
Right. Yeah. And it kind of irritated me because Stephen A tried to kind of sun him like, you on my shit. Like, but y'all having a conversation. Right. And it's about the same thing. He calling you out. Now you mad. Yeah, but that's Stephen A for you. He is something else. He's something else. I would think he would be more concerned with that hairline than he is anything else, but nevertheless, here we are. I don't know. Anyway, so yesterday, was that yesterday? No, it was Sunday. I don't know. My days is running together now. I think it was Sunday. I was in my house about to break every bone in my body, jamming in my living room, honey. Okay. And then it came to a screeching halt when they put Lil Baby on the stage. The Grammys. 50, hip hop 50 years. Baby. Like I posted, this new rap does not translate well on the big stages. It look good in front of your mirror at the house. On the big stage, it look crazy as hell. Didn't work out too well. What y'all think about the Hip Hop 50 tribute and the Grammys as a whole?
I didn't watch the Grammys. Of course, I saw clips of it online, but from what I saw and the feedback, everybody enjoyed the 50s tribute, 50 years of hip hop tribute. I saw some people talk about Will Smith not being there, but they said he pulled out. He decided not to be a part of it last minute. And then a lot of
Well, they
people
said because he's shooting Bad Boys 4. That's why he couldn't make it.
And then they said that a lot of people said they felt the South really wasn't represented. I guess like coastal South, like Louisiana type South.
A lot of people weren't represented. They didn't represent like a lot of eras.
Yeah.
I didn't think that well.
They definitely didn't represent our era. They skipped ours, period. I'm just saying, they went straight from 90s to 2015, 20, you know. No, actually, my bad. Hold up. They did have, because they had Nelly early 2000s and Too Short early 2000s, right?
Yep.
And they literally went from Too Short to Lil Baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, you skipped like over a decade. Like, because Lil Baby ain't until like 18, 19. So I was like, I was kind of confused that they went from Too Short all the way to Lil Baby.
And it was such a bad transition because the song of Lil Baby choke. You can't go from blow the whistle to just like, I was like, I'm in here twerking it. Really? It was terrible. That transition was bad. And then here come little slow ass Ozene.
People said that song has replaced Dreams and Nightmares as Philly's.
One person said that. They ain't got time for. Nobody got time for that buffoonery and that blasphemy. That could never replace Meek Mill Dreams and Nightmare. First of all,
that's what I was thinking.
Not only is it the anthem in Philly, it's the anthem. Anytime you play that song, the club and everything go wild.
Yeah,
Lil Uzi could never.
It's like that down here. The first time I heard Dreams and Nightmares was in the club. And
Right.
I felt like every other person in the club knew it but me, and it made me go listen to it. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that was. And then I don't know why they keep setting themselves up like this with the Grammys.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
They just knew. I said, first of all, they're not going to let it be too black now. But
no.
But what was the lady name that won the song?
Bonnie Wright. Man, what? I didn't even realize she was still living.
I didn't know who she was.
I've heard of her. I didn't know she was still living or making music.
Harry Styles won album of the year. Child, good day. I was like,
And then, of course, you have people who are like, this wasn't Beyonce's best album. Beyonce's best is not like other people's best. Like her average is other people's best.
But Harry Styles?
Right.
Cut it out, y'all. And then did y'all hear that Offset and Quavo got into a fight backstage right before the Takeoff tribute?
Yeah, I heard they exchange words, not fault.
Well, not fault, but you could hear in the video Cardi B yelling like, y'all both wrong. Y'all both wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hate that for both of them.
Bonnie Raitt has been in country music forever. So she need to sit her ass down and let somebody else have a chance.
Who?
The lady that
won Song of the Year.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A lot of people like she was surprised that she even.
Debbie, thank you for putting that up there. Harry, sir.
Right.
This don't happen to people like you, white. Okay.
It happens literally every year.
A hot mess, child. But anyway, so I'm gonna introduce. I was waiting for the other guest. I don't know him. He's a friend of ours on Instagram, and I invited him. So maybe he'll come, maybe he won't. I don't know. But we got some reliable folks, and you know we like reliable. Okay. And they ain't gonna start no shit. So I will introduce our guests so they can come on and take part in our icebreaker portion of the show. Hold on, before I introduced him, he done left a comment, said it was reported that Offset feels like Quavo got him blocked from the tribute to Takeoff. He probably did.
Look at Debbie.
Am I sure about what, Danielle? What are you asking me?
I think he means, are you sure about our guest?
Yo, Debbie said, what's the
Right.
orientation? Listen, I thought about it. I went and looked at his page, and I was like, oh, he's a funny comedian type guy. Most of the time, I don't have to worry about the men. For real, I really don't. Like, they come over, most of the time, they too scared to really say much because they trying to, you know, be the tough guy, or they hiding from a chick they cheating on. So we ain't gotta really worry about them. So I'm gonna introduce our guest. And we're gonna get into it. Oh shoot, hold on. Did I just put that up? Let me take that down. So we have our returning guest. We love her. She never gives us any issues. She's level-headed. She's, you know, pleasant. She's not argumentative. She's not combative. She's just a joy to have on the show. We're going to introduce Miss Courtney Jefferson. She is the first lady and 1/3 of the I Am Woke podcast and the owner of not weed edibles, but Edible Thoughts Bakery in Smyrna, Georgia. You can find her on at First Lady K of I Am Woke podcast on IG and Edible Thoughts Bakery on Facebook. Welcome back, Miss Courtney.
Welcome.
Oh Lord, y'all.
And we also have a returning guest. He hasn't been here in a month of Sundays, as my grandma would say. We have Mr. Chris Hammond, aka Black Collar 6. He told me to put this on here, y'all. So don't act like I made this up. He is a Gemini, in case y'all wanted to know. He is from River, I think this is called Rouge, Michigan. Something like that. Yeah. He's a motivational speaker, podcaster. He's a student of life, creator of ATP movement at this point, About the Progress. And you can find him on all social media, Black Collar 6. Welcome back, Chris.
What's going on, everybody, man? I miss y'all.
We miss you too. How y'all doing?
What's up, Dreen, Adrian?
What up, though?
New person who make edibles that ain't edible. There'll be some people mad at that.
I'm like, they're digestible, not edible.
Kids gotta have cake too. Gosh, I'm sorry.
I want to officially congratulate y'all on 100 episodes. I know that was like a little bit back, but I'm so proud of y'all, man. I'm proud to say I was a part of, you know, the movement, and I'm back, and I appreciate y'all, man. And I watch y'all, and I saw there was some controversy the other day too.
Why do you drink his drink?
I brought me a drink too.
Listen, that was Adrian's fault.
Nah, y'all saw it. I was quiet. Dee kept bugging me.
I was quiet.
No, exactly. And you was quiet. I was quiet. And then you was like, nah, Adrian, nah.
Because I was not about to let you sit here with all the knowledge and experience that you have and let that lady just go off like that. Ain't no way.
But you could sit there, though, huh?
Because if I would have responded, it wasn't going to go well.
It would have been great, actually.
No, I learned restraint in this here life. Because I'm not an internet thug. I'm going to ping your IP. I'm in IT, and I will pull up on you where you are. So we're not going to do that. Okay? I'm an ethical hacker. I'm not going to do it.
All right.
But we all good now. But we're going to do some icebreakers, y'all. That's some icebreaker topics. So, name the top 3 to 5. You don't have to be 5. It could be 3. Celebrities that you would actually fan out over. If you saw them, you would just lose it.
I got a big 0. I ain't gonna lie.
And you don't have to lose it in like a hysterical way. Just be like, oh, shit. It could be internally like, God, I've been wanting to meet them forever.
So what, like a Mahatma Gandhi or something like that count?
Anybody, whoever you consider. Yeah. If you just saw, if they actually was standing in front of you, you'd be like, oh.
Okay. Michael Eric Dyson. I actually met him twice,
I like him.
and we had really good conversation. He's super down to earth. So, and I was really excited about that. So I guess you can consider that fanned out. Definitely would want to meet Mahatma Gandhi, just to feel the aura, like that peace. I'm a Jay-Z fan for sure. I wouldn't fan out. I wouldn't pick an hour dinner with him over $500,000. People be saying, but I would definitely want to meet him.
Speaking of that, did you see the symbolism they use at the Grammys for that?
Yeah, I was trying to save. I was saving that. I was saving that. And Michelle Obama, I think she's a super interesting woman that's seen a lot of stuff, right? So she would be able to just give me insight if she wanted to, or about a lot of different things, a lot of different perspectives. And who else? Who's super interesting, man? I don't know. That's about it for me.
What about you, Courtney?
I was gonna say Michelle Obama. Just her presence and how she carries herself as a woman and a wife and a mother. I just would love to pick her brain on some stuff. And I mean, other than that, I'm really not a fan of anybody. But if you would have asked me this like when I was younger, like I used to be in love with Shaquille O'Neal. But I met him. So it was like I was just like this the whole time. I didn't say anything. And then I used to be in love with Diddy, but I met them. So it wasn't like I didn't fan out because I'm like, oh, that's their job. So, but yeah, I mean, no, maybe she might be the only person I fan out over because she did something that no one else has done as a Black woman, and she was the first lady. So she did it first. So I'm like, oh, yeah, her all day.
Okay. Drena?
I would definitely want to meet as far as like celebrity, of course I would want to meet Beyonce. I would really probably fan out over 2 Chainz. I don't know why. I love him. And it was somebody else of substance. I can't remember who I said though. I remember it. I don't know. But yeah.
Adrian?
That would be like my fan out thing.
Yeah, mine be different. It would be Ken Griffey Jr. for sure. I'd be like, oh wow, that's Ken Griffey Jr. over there for sure. I did fan out when I met 8Ball and MJG. I couldn't even talk. I'm like, yeah. Like, bro, they like, bro, chill, bro, calm down. Yo, I ain't never like that ain't never happened to me before. I'm like, yeah, I couldn't even speak. You see people doing that. I couldn't even get it out. I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, bro, dapping me up. You good, bro? I'm like, damn. E.T. Eric Thomas. Who else would I say? Yeah, like I said, mine kind of different. Mine ain't, cause they ain't superstars, I guess. You know what I mean?
They on right.
Oh yeah, they good. Probably, I probably would if I met Greg Cardone. Probably be like, yo. And then if I met that might be about Stevie Wonder, I think. Yeah. Stevie Wonder.
Jen, you crazy. Oh my God.
Adrian,
Jen, shut up.
Adrian said 8 Ball and MJG made me remember my other person. I would completely fan out, probably pass out if I met Andre 3000.
Oh, that's a
those
good
two.
one.
Yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
come to Atlanta. You're gonna meet all these people in grocery stores everywhere. Like,
That's a fact. Piggly Wiggly, man. It's a lot of celebrities.
yeah.
I'm dead serious.
They still got Piggly Wiggly?
I mean, that's back when I lived there. That was like
No.
a decade or so ago.
I have
I'm about to-
I have a friend in Mississippi, and her husband own 5 Piggly Wigglies.
Oh, Jesus. Mm.
I didn't know they still had them around. Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't going to get somebody else to do it.
Didi, who would you fan out over?
You already know who number one is.
Yeah.
David Banner.
David Banner, of course. Even though we're friends now on Instagram. He's in
Did
my
you fan out over Anthony Hamilton?
No.
All right. That was quick.
she said that, so no.
No.
Like
I
I'm
worked with
good.
him.
He cool, but I'm
Right.
good.
Busta Rhymes, I will probably lose my shit. Of course, Killer Mike, him and David Banner. Well, I ain't gonna say they're equal, but the intellect for me is equal when it comes to them too. Erykah Badu, for sure. I would lose it. And Missy Elliott.
I like Missy.
Yeah.
I would have loved to meet Missy like about
Kim,
15,
we your
20
cousin.
years ago. Like when she was in that space. Maybe even longer than that, actually. Like when she was in
Missy
that space.
is very underappreciated.
Yeah, she
Very.
is. Man.
Yeah.
Like
Very.
super underappreciated.
Yeah. The
She
stuff
is
that she
so
did
talented.
way ahead of her time.
Kim, that's your cousin. What you mean? How? I've been knowing you my whole life. What's going on here? We got something to talk about.
To lose it.
You've been holding back on me all this time? Kimberly Fairman Stewart. I was in your wedding. I was in your wedding. You talking about how I cannot believe this. I can't believe this. This is shocking. Oh my heavens. Y'all look, this is terrible. Why would she do me like this? Oh yeah, Missy Elliott is up for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes.
Who would they get to do a tribute?
Busta Rhymes. They're the only two that close in talent and skill. Like that would be the only.
Who they would probably, if they had a female MC, only person that I could even think that could do it as a female would probably be Rhapsody.
No, I think that's too long.
I think Rhapsody can pull it off.
They did a tribute one time, and I didn't like the people they actually picked.
What about Lil Mama?
Huh?
You tried it.
Man, next.
You tried it.
Right. We're not even going to entertain you.
So Drena got this next topic. She make you think this is too much thought for me. That's too it's too much thinking for me. But if you could only listen to 5 songs the rest of your life, what would they be? That's a lot of songs.
That's easy for me. If y'all don't, I'll go first. I could name the whole Reasonable Doubt album, Jay-Z, but Imaginary Players, Jay-Z. I'm gonna go with Can't Knock the Hustle, Jay-Z and Mary J. Reasonable Doubt. I believe, and I'm not the hugest Nas fan, but One Mic I believe is the perfect song. Beat, flow, message, everything I believe is a perfect song. One Mic. And then Ways by Janae Aiko. And Zion, Lauryn Hill. Those are my songs that all like move something in me. Like I like music that like move me, make me get the chills or hype me up or stuff like. And there's plenty of songs I can name, but those right there I play over and over.
What's your 5 song, Courtney?
It's gonna make me sound like I'm old, but Stephanie Home, love her. I could listen to that all the time. I would have to listen to Conqueror. I think it was like David Mann sung it, but it was with Kirk Franklin. I love that song. Because I'm gonna have a little mix. Rap. Oh, I don't see. Why couldn't we just pick a genre we can listen to for the rest of our life? Because I'd have picked old school golden oldies like Teddy Pendergrass or or 25 songs, because that's the type of stuff I'm on. I guess India.Arie Brown. I like that song. Dang it. I would put, because I'm from Louisiana, I would do a Juvenile song, probably just something so I could be my name. And shoot, I don't even know the name of. It's called Jubilee. It's some song from back home. I don't know who it is, but it's just a song they used to play at dances all the time, and they'd be like Monkey on a Stick and
that's
Walking Like a Dove.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
All day I could listen to that song.
By DJ Jubilee.
Yeah.
DJ Jubilee.
So get it ready. Get it ready.
Get it ready. Get it ready. Get it ready.
I did it right. Get it ready.
Yeah. And then
I know I'm an honorary Louisiana.
Y'all getting a little loud.
I'm gonna mix mine up with church and good, but I'm by Pastor PMJ. I love that song now too. So yeah, that would be mine.
What you got, Drena Dreen?
Mine would be Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Oh,
Green Eyes by Erykah Badu. All of the Lights by Kanye West. Money on My Mind by Lil Wayne.
she had hers ready.
And it's changed though. And then As by Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
I like all those.
That's
That Money on My Mind and that All the Lights is the perfect workout song. All of the Lights.
what you got, Adrian? We know it's gonna be something with 3 6 Mafia.
What? Big Crit, of course, country-ish. You already know it. I already know that was gonna be on the list. Can't go nowhere without Big Crit. So I'm kind of all over the place here. Usher, Made For. Bill Weathers, Lovely Day.
Oh, I like.
Outkast, Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Funky Music.
Oh yeah.
And I was struggling because y'all know I gotta pick a Kanye West song, and I just I just don't know which one to pick.
You got to pick one he wrote.
But that's hard. I don't know which one. I don't know if he wrote it, Pusha T wrote it, Big Sean wrote it. I don't.
Diamonds Are Forever.
No.
Well, you know, want.
Good Life.
Mm.
Yeah, Good Life.
I feel like Kanye West, Late Registration is one of I think a lot of people really sleep on it. And it's like my top 2 Kanye West albums.
They do?
I was about to say, I don't
like
think they sleep on it at all.
I feel like people do.
I think
I
asked for him to go
definitely
back
think
to that.
Graduation is probably the pinnacle, but
I don't even.
I think people appreciate them first 3.
Yeah, me too. They asked for him to go back to that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but his Dark Twisted I like that album.
Yes. It's definitely number 1.
So I don't know, because I know everybody love the first 3, but I don't know. I
need to have a listening party for that, man. I gave that a half a chance, man. I ain't like that.
You ain't like Dark Twisted Fantasy?
I didn't give it a full shot though. I got through it, skimmed through it or whatever. I had to give it a full listen.
Oh no, you gotta listen all the way through.
I tried.
It is amazing.
Whatever that last bullshit he put out, throw that in the trash.
What's your 5? What's your 5 songs?
All of them are from my girl, Jasmine Sullivan. Sorry.
Okay.
Can't lose.
Bust your windows. Pick up your feelings. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. On it. Sit on it, that is.
Oh.
And Need You Bad.
Oh yeah. All those are good.
Now I feel like she is slept on. I think everybody knows she can sing, but she's like,
my girl.
If we was gonna have like a Whitney Houston or somebody of that type of voice, like she one of the people that could kind of.
She is amazing.
Didi, what's that song? It's from that album with Bust Your Windows. Is it Excuse Me? Give me just a minute, just a second.
Yeah.
I gotta get it off.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my girl. Philly, stand up. Win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I was prepared for that too, man. I know y'all in the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for y'all, but hey, man.
We have one person mentioned.
He did. He said
Zion.
He
Zion.
mentioned
That's one
Zion.
of my all-time favorite songs.
First of all, the miseducation of Lauryn Hill is just unmatched. So anything on there you can do.
Yeah, I literally just made a post. I listened to that vinyl, that record a lot.
That CD got me through my I had to deploy to England when I was in the military. My first time away from my daughter. I listened to that every day, all day long. That was my shit. Y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I feel like certain albums you can't even find one song. You gotta listen to the whole album. That's how they work for me. Like certain
not
things.
That album.
No, not that one.
Nobody got time to waste their life like that. That was just too much.
Tom,
Hey,
I almost
you
said.
gonna get
Tom,
off Kanye.
I almost said.
Temptation
Silent Night.
for the rest of my life? No, I'm not listening to Temptation.
I almost said Silent Night, Tom.
In my mind. Absolutely not. You're gonna put me to sleep. PJ Morton, heal his no. I gotta get my life back together. I'm sorry.
Who's that?
It's a gospel singer.
Yeah, it's a gospel singer.
Oh, okay, all right.
Is he gospel though?
I always know Yolanda.
So he's a crossover gospel singer. He's kind of like what's my dude? Ty Tribbett. Kind of like, but just a more soulful singer.
Yeah, I only know Yolanda Adams, BB, and CeCe Winans. That's all I know.
Sorry. I'm gonna need you to get that.
She's nice though. She won all the awards.
That is so over. Like it's so many more. Like Corinne Hawthorne.
Y'all gotta put me up on them.
Ooh, go listen to her newest album, Corinne Hawthorne. You'll listen to
Corinne Hawthorne.
She is amazing.
Let me see.
She won. Was it America? No, she won something. She won one of those singing competitions
on The Voice, but she didn't.
Yeah, well, she was on one of them.
Yeah, The Voice. She's
nice.
How you spell her name?
Koryn.
Yeah.
She gospel.
Yeah, she was. That girl could sing.
She's
I've seen her before. I gotta listen.
Yeah, listen to her and then tell me what you think.
Corinne Hawthorne.
Oh, my bad, Kim. Talking about we're thinking about his father. She's talking about she said full stop. That's funny. PJ Morton isn't gospel. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about the gospel singer.
Oh, false information. That's crazy.
That's funny.
He's out of New Orleans. He makes good. I guess he would be kind of like in the mind of
hilarious.
I don't know.
We was all like, no, he sing gospel.
I didn't think he did. I was like,
y'all said that.
Oh, that is so funny. I thought it is a PJ Morton that sings gospel though.
Yeah, I was about to say there is one that sings gospel.
She said his dad sings gospel.
Okay.
Oh, his dad.
So funny.
So Junior, not sing.
So Junior strayed away from the church.
She said she pulling a Louisiana girl card.
Not Shreveport.
Never. Can't do that. I'm a baby. It's all day.
Yeah, what part you from?
Kim from New Orleans.
Okay.
That's why I say I'm an honorary member from New Orleans because of her. I've been her wedding. I've been all over the place in New Orleans.
Well, I'm
Her family.
way
It
down.
was a video on TikTok about a guy. He was about to fight a guy in the street, and he kept screaming, "I'm a 7-1 hardhead." And in the comments, people were like, "What does that mean?" And somebody was like, "Don't stay to find out."
I love New Orleans. Love, 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 love.
Beautiful.
Love it. Love it. Love it. That is my second favorite city. And I only say that because I have to be honorable to my city, but Louisiana really my first.
Yeah, it's crazy. Food is crazy. Drinks, the strongest drinks in the world.
They not strong to our people.
Yeah, not the, y'all drink them. Every place got to have strong drinks to compete, so y'all used to it.
I
Freaking
always be with a gallon of daiquiri, my praline candy.
I was like touristy though, like with the what's the grenades? What is it?
The hand
daiquiris, the big one.
Yeah,
The
all
hand
of that
grenade.
stuff. And then everybody kept talking about me because I kept saying New Orleans.
New Orleans.
That's how we say it up north. That's how
Yeah.
before I moved down south, they do say New
Then
Orleans.
they like, no, New Orleans. I'm like,
New Orleans.
New
Yeah.
Orleans,
Nola,
bitch.
baby. All right, y'all. So we are going to get to our main topics. So this topic came from Miss Dreen. And I think she got their question because she be on them dating sites, chat.
Yes.
She want to know
Hmm.
when dating and someone asks, why are you single? What type of answer are they looking for? Uh-oh.
So I think when men ask it, I think it's kind of game. Like, man, you so beautiful, or you so, man, how you single? Like, I don't think men really care like about the answer, if I'm being honest.
You're not really looking for an answer. You like, dang, you got it together and you single? That's what's up. Like, yeah, it's not really like an answer that they really expecting. It's really a compliment to you.
Really?
Right. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, meaning like you like, wow, like I can't believe you not taking off the market because you got your stuff together. That's really what it means when it's coming from a man. Like, wow, you got it together. I'm lucky. Let me go on and slide in here.
So
wish they would say that.
is that the same concept? Because remember, I posted the other day when the guy was like, "Why are you not married?"
Oh no, that was shade.
And I said, "Because I said no."
Oh, but see, that's to me
That's different.
To me, that
That's
was
different.
that's he was in my opinion one of those people who intimidated.
Well, he came back after I said that, and he said, well, why? He said, was it? He asked a series of questions. He said, were you not ready? Was it just some other circumstance or whatever? I was like, it was for my own reasons. He's
Right.
like, oh,
So I feel like he was trying to find a chink in your armor because he probably looked at you and feel like, okay, she's together. Almost if she know all of this or is all of this, then why you ain't married?
Yeah.
And then when you said, because I said no, that kind of killed the like, okay, well shit, yeah, probably somebody did ask multiple people. And then it's like, okay, well, let me try to dig deep and see if I can find some chink, or I'm gonna just play it safe before she ripped my head off.
Yeah, because I thought it was weird the picture that he commented on in my story to ask that question. It was assumption. You couldn't see anything other than my boots.
Right.
I was like, you don't see my ring, you don't know me. So yeah, I said no. Next question.
Yeah, so I mean, in the way you ask it, it can be shade. But if a guy trying to talk to you, it is really kind of like him saying, "Oh wow, like, dang, you got all this going for yourself. Like, okay, like, dang, why you ain't scooped up? Why you still single?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my bad, go ahead.
But yeah, so now then you look at it from that standpoint. But then also on the flip side, it could be shade. Like what you sent us, that was shade. Like Buddy was trying to shade you.
For sure.
So
Drena, when they ask you that next time, play the game with them. It's like, because I was waiting on you, baby.
Okay, I'll do that.
That's what I listen. I swear that's what they looking for. Like, or saying like, man, why you ain't? It gives you the opportunity to tell your spiel. And this me just being real, talking to guys and whatever. I'm gonna give you your chance to say how it was your baby daddy or all your ex's fault. I'm gonna open that door for you to be able to do that and be comfortable in saying that. Like it's game. Like I'm just being real.
Okay, noted. I hate people ask that question.
But no, but I'm like Diddy though. Like if I was you, I would say something like that and throw it all off.
What do you
If you're
typically say?
interested, If you're interested. If you're not
Right,
interested,
right.
you tell them, you just say, because I'm not.
What do you
That's
typically
normally
answer?
that's normally what I say when Didi say, "Cause I'm not." I don't know. I don't know. It just aggravates me, and it takes time for me to respond back because I'm like, why do they keep asking this? I hate it.
Because you're a serial killer. Play with them. Fuck them. I mean, if you don't like them, who cares?
But if you want to talk
Shit.
to him, be like, maybe because me and you ain't met.
Right. Okay. I'll do that next time.
Yeah, I think that's good advice.
Yeah, just say that and see what they say then.
See, I like that. What he just said.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna ask why you single, I'm gonna say, why are you single without blaming the other person?
There you go. But we leaving it open to see if you're gonna blame everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the default response.
Exactly. It's
if it is
everybody's fault.
person's fault, you are
Yeah.
single now. Like that's in some cases it is, but I don't know. I think it's like for them fishing for information so they can know, okay, so don't do this. Oh, she like that, but she don't like this.
When I used to get asked that question, that's how I used to just throw that out. Maybe because I
But
haven't
even
met you yet.
if the other person was not a great partner, the fact that you chose them could be the answer. I picked the wrong motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that. That's my accountability. I picked the wrong person. My bad.
I would say, man, y'all out here competing, man, and it's tough. I'm trying to make my decision, but y'all going hard. So what you gonna do to compete?
Because I got a lineup of 5. I'm trying to figure out which one I want. Which
There you go.
And go.
There you go. For real.
Where's my kid? I need a hug. I didn't see everybody kid come
Hey,
here.
little Adrian. Adrian, he really looks exactly like you to me now. Like a lot like you now.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I made that.
Yeah, that's mine.
You know, I got a shirt that says I make cute kids.
Oh Lord, have mercy. This guy.
Mine.
Wait, first of all, before we move on, does the baby sleep yet?
He's starting to. Yeah, I told y'all, didn't I? I told y'all we got someone to help with the sleep.
Yeah.
Don't be feeding that baby no baby CBD treats either.
No.
Courtney won't sell none.
Right. Where they at, man?
But that's why he's keeping with me. Okay, I'm sorry. I got
Courtney
it.
won't sell none. No baby melatonin treats.
Baby melatonin.
Cereal and baby milk. Warm it up.
Okay, so I'm sure I've seen this conversation a lot on social media. This next topic, and it's a little disturbing. So I really wanted to have this conversation. Why do women prioritize kids over marriage?
I say so. I don't care. I'm knowing what I'm about to say, man. Because they have placed the duty of my true love being in my kid, because that's safe, because I control this, right? I control this, so I'm gonna put my stock into, I never knew true love until I had my son or my daughter. So that's my safe space. And I know that will be here forever. You probably be temporary like the last however many people that came before that. So I'm gonna stick with this, just like how they stick with their toxic friends or family members. Also, they choose them a lot because when it's all said and done, I have an escape plan. I know this is not gonna last, so I need to keep the people that I know are going to be a constant around me. Even the side dudes and side chicks, they'll be there because we don't have any responsibility. We can just mess with each other whenever, so that'll never be strained. So I'm more loyal to those things because they take less than me committing to something and hoping something lasts or whatever. I got more confidence in this, so my kid will always be there. I control that situation and I'm comfortable in that, so I'm gonna always pick that. That's what I feel.
I think you're 100% accurate.
So does that, and maybe I should have worded this question differently, because a lot of the people were asking, like, would you rather be a mom or a wife? And majority of them said a mom.
Yeah, I guess that's a reflection of their perspective on what marriage is these days. Because I don't know. Because I would think you would want to be a mom or a dad with somebody else, like a parent, like a one of two. So you have to be married first, like well, ideally. So I would want to be a husband. You know what I'm saying? Like my son is my king. Exactly.
That's exactly what.
For real. Exactly. But like, yeah, I would think people would want to be a husband or a wife, and then we can have a kid, and we together like can.
Right.
But with today's society, the divorce rate and how we look at relationships, especially in our culture, I understand why people saying that.
I don't know if it's like, I mean, when I had my son, I agree with the whole thing, but I said it was unconditional love, not like a love, like, you know what I'm saying? Because your kid is not going anywhere.
Right.
But I would rather be a wife. No, don't get me wrong, I love my kid to death, I do, but there's things I can't talk to him about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like having that your partner to go through life with and battle things is one thing. Your kid can't do. You're there to protect them. It's not the other way around until you can. But I would want to have a husband. But I get why they say it, because your kids are like I told my son, if anything happens to me, you're my legacy. That's it. There's no other part of me on this earth that, nobody can say they've heard my heartbeat from the inside but you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my world, but I want to experience other things. So I get why it's something about being a parent is a beautiful thing, but I would love to share it with somebody else.
You are saying that because you are somebody who is not crazy. But the people who are saying my son is my king,
No, my son, my king.
they're talking to their children about all their problems. They talking to children about your daddy did this, your daddy ain't do that. They telling them about every issue they ever had with their parents. Like it's not a safe, healthy relationship.
Yeah.
They're treating their children like
they're partners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. But I say this thing. My son is a king, but he ain't mine. I'm gonna make sure I raise him right to be good, a king to some young lady, but he sure ain't mine. Hell no.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. It's a lot of Oedipus type
like
situations.
Yeah, and you got to be honest with your kids. Like, I do have serious conversations with my son, but not like we partners. Like, this is what happens in life. This is what you got to be prepared for. But hell no. I wouldn't even. That's the thing. My son wouldn't even be my damn type. He light skin. Dude, I wanted a dark baby. I got a light skin. Dude.
But I think so like my daughters, their dad is notorious for that. Like, if he told them he was gonna come show up for whatever reason, and then whenever he came back and he didn't, to explain why, he's gonna tell them, oh, this had like all of his life problems. And I had to tell him, like, hey, these are young kids growing up. They got their own issues, dealing with their own life. They can't help you process yours. And I think a lot of people do that to children, and it's unfair.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. The kid can leave you too.
What was that? The comment that you just put up? Was it Kimberly?
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I could see it here too. I think
so. Both your kids and spouse can leave you one day, so balance is everything.
See, that's that's my thing. Like, in our culture specifically, man, we base everything on worst case scenario or whatever. Like, they can leave that. I feel like that has nothing to do with anything.
Well, she's coming from. Well, let me just give you some background on Kimberly.
Right.
She's been with her spouse since they were in middle school.
Right.
And they have, I think, 4, 5. Lord, don't make me lie on your YouTube. 4 or 5 kids. I don't know.
Right.
But she's just speaking from the standpoint of people saying. She's saying, if you've seen her earlier comments, she was like, when her kids were younger, they were first, and she had to kind of split
herself up. Like,
and now they're older. It's 4, my bad. Yeah.
Threw an extra one on.
And now her husband is the priority.
Right.
But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, both of them could have the ability to leave at any time. So.
Right. See, my thing is like, and I understand that because her prioritizing the kids when they were younger, I feel like is prioritizing the husband because that's what I would want my wife to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you holding us down, like you prioritizing them. So I would get that. The whole thought about being abandoned or left or anything, I don't think we should factor that in when we're thinking about how we love or are loved. You know what I'm saying? Like we thinking about the end. We could cross that bridge when we get there. You know what I'm saying? Like if we get there or whatever. Like I just don't ever think of, well, when the end comes or if the end comes or if somebody leaves. I think that affects the way we are. If somebody has a certain energy, your husband or wife has a certain energy, and that can seem like that energy or action could be conducive to them leaving one day or turn into something that can trigger you. Like I don't think we should even think about the end unless something detrimental happens and say, hey, this can be detrimental. I don't want us to get to the end or whatever. And I think our culture, we always think about worst case scenario. We can step out of a car. If we got on all white or whatever, we're thinking about that stain. That's all we're thinking about, so.
Because she said, right, because my kids are 27 to 17 and they all have their own lives. Not speaking from abandonment.
No, I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying how we, consider
ours.
that.
She said your perspective is different than what she's saying.
I got you. I could roll with that, Kimberly.
But I want to go back to this comment from Tom because I'm a little. He says, I think they know someone else can raise their kids for them while they fuck off, but nobody can make a man wife them for the same effortlessness. Well, damn, Tom.
Hey, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
Delivery is, but I agree. A lot of people want a wedding. They want a ring to show off. They don't want the duties of being a wife.
But the women that I'm talking about, they didn't want a marriage at all. They was like, nah, fuck that. Give me the kids.
That's crazy.
I'm not
saying that's crazy, but it
is crazy. Adrian, what you got?
I'm waiting for y'all to answer the question.
Me too.
We talking about this, but ain't nobody answer the question.
Well, my first answer was because I felt like
this happens a lot, right? Why do women prioritize kids over marriage? Like, we know I ain't got to run down the statistics. We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Why is marriage not important to women no more? And as a man, I don't want to answer that. I have my thoughts, but I want to hear from the women first.
Well, let me chime in since it's my topic. Okay. Well, first, let me just start off with one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about this is because I heard a very disturbing conversation that I didn't even know was a thing. And it was, I think the topic was intentional single motherhood.
Oh, wow.
Where there are women who literally have planned out that they're going to freeze their eggs. And then when they get ready to have babies, they're going to have these babies because they have the resources and they want to leave a legacy and they're going to have these babies and be great single parents because their moms were single parents and they turned out just fine.
Bullshit.
And I was flabbergasted literally because the person asked them, well, how are you going to like have a father figure for these children? Because that's important. They said they're going to outsource the dad. Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah. So like family members and mentors and stuff. Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. So I was just like, how selfish is it for a human being to think that it's okay to bring a child into the world without both parents on purpose?
Yeah.
And this is a wave. Like these women are very adamant about having children because number one, they said they don't want to co-parent with these men because it's too much work. This particular woman she's a celebrity. I'm not gonna say her name. She's a celebrity. She was engaged and the marriage, it didn't work. They didn't get married. They broke up. So her eggs been freezing and she gonna get her eggs, the embryo, she gonna have her baby. And it's like this group of women, kind of like the passport bros. These are the intentional single mama chicks. They are really gonna do this. And
stupid.
My stance is like, you just don't get to have a kid. Like, you dropped the ball. You made bad choices. You didn't pick the right man. So then you don't get to have a baby. she said that her child's gonna know that they weren't abandoned, that it is not because they were made out of love, and they are gonna be well taken care of. And I'm like, well, what about when the kids at school and they see the other dads with their kid? How do you explain that? That is so selfish. It's so just ignorant to me. I was just like, what? So yeah, that's why I came up on this topic. And I don't know why they prioritize this over. I think it's a control thing. I honestly think it's a control thing. That was my answer. You can't control a man the way you control a kid to a certain extent. So I think that's mainly why they do it.
But to me, it's stupid. Like it makes it's funny to me how people think being a single parent, single mother is easy. This ain't for the faint of heart. Like nobody wants this. You can't ask any woman that is actually a single mom right now, if that was something you wanted to do, raise your child along. That's dumb to do that to kids. Like, I wish I could have made it work out with my son's father. I really do. But that is not, oh my God, you don't understand the trauma these kids go through from that absent parent, whether it's the mother or the father. They dumb. And they think it's easy because they see it, but it ain't. Wait till you get in it, and then you have to feel your child's heart breaking every time they do for something you can't give them.
Yeah. Daniel, what do you mean you're an outsourced dad? Aren't you a stepdad?
Oh my God.
Not the same thing.
That sounds like the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. A father, anybody you outsource or whatever you think, like uncle's dad, grandfather's best friends, they are never the father. It is never going to fill that void that child has in their heart. And those women should just shoot themselves in the foot. They stupid. Nobody choose to want to be no damn single mother. Thinking of my damn,
they do.
Piss me off.
Some of them find comfort in being, a victim. I've dated a woman who had a kid, right? And she had made a post. We were well into our relationship. I was doing a really good job, I feel. And she said also, we're taking care of her and the kid. And she made a post and was saying, being a single mother. When I saw it, I'm like, why would you make that? Like, why you're not a single mother? But they're comfortable in that. As long as I can have that title, that's my excuse when anything, goes wrong, when I want to get lazy or this or whatever. Well, you don't understand being a single mother. I told her, I'm like, I feel like that's disrespectful to me. Like, you got to take that down. Like, you're not a single mother.
You're a single woman.
There
with a child.
Right. So that's but people find, and men and women find comfort in being a victim. That's my excuse. Anytime something goes wrong, you don't understand. Like and in my experience, is with certain single mothers. Some of them even blame, having a kid on them getting fired from their job, even though it was because they couldn't make it on time or, whatever other reason or whatever, because that's just my go-to. Whatever, I'm a single mother or, guys too, usually, being in jail or I'm a black man in America. That's staying in that victim role, man, is like, yo, get out of jail free card, like for being lazy or entitled to me.
Yeah.
I agree with her though. They stupid.
Yeah, it's just disturbing. Like, and I don't know if other cultures have this conversation or have these issues. Like, I don't know because I don't know a lot of them people.
A lot of beating going on.
It's just it's insane to me to think that somebody would intentionally want to bring a child into the world without a dad on purpose. Crazy.
But think about how you look at your children and think about how some of these women, their children are accessories. Like some of them, and then when they get to a certain age, I can try to relive my high school years and all of that stuff through them. Like, it's not a relationship where I want to groom and help raise this kid to be a good human being and good citizen or nothing like that. It's not out of love. It's just, this is an accessory. Like, I'm gonna dress him or her up how I want to, and like that. It's a kind of warped.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking like when I was devastated when I got pregnant again, like devastated.
Right.
And my daughter was almost 13. And I'm like, no, wait, I got to teach him how to write, how to read. I went through the whole, like, oh my God, this is so much.
Yeah, see, to you, because it represents responsibility. When people say you don't got no kids, man, you got to have some kids. I said, that's easy for you to say you ain't taking care of yours.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? That's for real. Like, cause I know if I do anything, I gotta go full throttle. So it's more for me to consider.
Right.
So that's easy for you to say when the last time you saw your kid or how good of a job you're doing. It's easy to make one. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
So
Mhm.
it's the perspective, man.
Yeah. Too much. Hell no. Fuck that. Fuck them kids.
Is it too much?
Fuck them all.
It's a lot. And then you don't know what damage you're doing. Even if you could be doing your very best. And you don't know what damage you're doing to the child. It's too much, man. Listen.
It's a lot on your psyche, boy. Your kid will break your heart.
Mhm.
But it's no like church is not really prevalent in our communities anymore like it was, right? So it's nothing to set a moral compass. So it's like telling a child, right? This is ice cream and cookies. I would suggest that you don't eat that before dinner or eat it for dinner, but you're giving them the choice to make the choice on their own. They underdeveloped brains. They'll hear you. They still gonna eat the ice cream and the cookies. It's just like the internet. There's nobody to gatekeep it so everybody can do anything. So you give all of these people the ability to just have kids and say, "Oh, well, I just get on assistance. I'm gonna get me a house on Section 8, or there's nothing to be afraid of or no consequences for making those decisions and having to step up and do and have a certain responsibility."
And then
So it's just wild, wild west. Everybody just doing whatever they want because of whatever reason they say. You know, so that's what I feel.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to our next topic. So apparently, we have had a conversation about these, I want to call them trigger words. And last week, of course, there was some triggering happening. So we decided that probably we might want to actually define these words, maybe have a more in-depth conversation about these words and these phrases that are used, because we talk about them often, but we never really go into detail about these words and what they mean and what we're talking about. Because I think sometimes in the comments, we have people commenting and they're translating what we mean incorrect. So we're going to talk about what is feminine energy and masculine energy.
don't know. Adrian?
Well, I'll definitely jump in on the masculine side of things. First, and I'll let one of you guys give us what you think feminine energy is. But masculine energy, which we know has been demonized for whatever reason, right? It's like, oh, it's masculine, he's toxic, right? We've been kind of putting toxic with masculine energy, but I don't know why we're doing that. Masculine energy is just being your place, being the head of the household, being a man, being a stand-up man, right? Doing the things that you're supposed to do, provide, protect, all of that type of stuff, right? That's masculine energy. That's what we were put here for. That's our natural roles. Being your natural self as a man is what masculine energy is. All that other stuff that people associate with toxic energy is not masculine, right? A man that hits you or, talks crazy to you, that's not masculine energy. That is toxic. But it has absolutely nothing to do with masculine. So being the person that a man is supposed to be, the things that y'all want, the things that women want in a man, typically what they're saying is masculine energy. It's that simple.
I agree. Our natural, call in, protect, provide, those things right there that just come naturally, or should come naturally. I agree. I don't really have too much to add. I agree.
Well, masculine, like Kim said, masculine energy is not gender based. And I think that's where there has been some type of misconception and some confusion. Yes, when masculine energy is dispelled from a woman, it is a repellent to men. So if you are sitting in your masculine energy in a relationship, it's oftentimes looked at from a I don't want to say alpha male, but from a leader in a male dominant role as unattractive. So when a woman is combative, when she's uncooperative, when she is not submissive, when she's just not being in her natural feminine way, men look at it as a turnoff. And they might want to be your homeboy, want to hang out with you because you're cool, but they don't want to date you or marry you. Now, those same masculine qualities may come into play because you're in a way, like maybe at a job or something where you're a leader, because you're assertive, you're aggressive in that way, and you're getting things done over on that realm. But when it comes to a relationship, that doesn't translate very well because now you're battling for position in that relationship. Now, feminine energy, I'm not going to say that it's not gender specific because I believe that it is gender specific. I think of feminine energy is innate for women and women only, unless you're gay, but we ain't gonna go there. So
I think the same thing with masculine energy.
no, I think, and the reason why I say that is that masculine, because a work environment is a male dominant place. It's mainly ran by men. So it's almost impossible for me to be feminine at work and get my job done. I can't be submissive and nice and yes, ain't nobody gonna get. I'm not gonna get anything done. They're not gonna give me the stuff I need on time. I'm not gonna get the work, the deadlines reached like I need if I'm being just as feminine energy all the time at work. It's not gonna work. It doesn't work.
But feminine energy don't necessarily mean being ran over and being extremely soft either.
I didn't say being ran over. I said being assertive.
Right.
Being aggressive.
So you can operate in your feminine energy and still get ish done. I mean, you see women.
I don't think in every career field that works.
Because let's talk about it from the family dynamic, right? 9 times out of 10, if you're married, the woman runs the household. Whether the man leads the household, the woman runs the household. Man might lead it, woman typically runs it. And you can run the household in your feminine energy. You don't have to have masculine energy to get your point across, to lead people, to get things done.
But but just like Kim said, masculinity versus being masculine is two totally different things.
And running the household and the job is two different
things too. We're not talking. I cannot be in my masculine energy and run my household. Right. Most of the time, I'm going to have to be some way in my masculine energy at work. It's just not going to work any other way in my career field. I'm in IT. I'm probably the only woman on that damn call. If I'm sitting in there being some
right, and that's why most of the time before this new era of people in America, men didn't like their women working at all. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost impossible to be in your feminine energy or in that space and be at work. You have to be masculine. You're competing with other men, and sometimes you have to try to overcompensate because people don't take you serious just because they see that you're a woman. So you got to be really aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So you can't try to, I'm going to win them over with my feminine, or you're going to get ran over. You know what I'm saying? And ran up out of there. So that's the whole.
Or we're going to be in the Me Too movement because they're going to be trying to fuck.
There you go.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. I'll give you another example. In the music industry, I'm in the entertainment industry. If I go in, at certain times I have to go in feminine, but I have to full stop it because because they going to try all the way to do what they trying to do with me. I have to put up that wall and be like, all right, hold on. Now I got to bring my masculinity my masculine energy in here, because if I don't, they are going to try to do me like they do all the other women in this industry. So I got to make sure they know we ain't having that over here. If I'm completely full on feminine energy in there, oh my God, it's not gonna work. They are really going to try their best to sleep with me.
So do y'all think, like, where it started, like when everybody had to go off to war and then the women had to go in the workplace, and then after that, the whole equal rights and all of this other stuff, they started pushing that. Do y'all think that was a mistake, that whole movement?
It was a mistake for Black women to join in on it.
For sure. I don't think it's for them at all. What you think, Adrian?
I mean, the divide came when Black women started fighting for women's rights and not Black rights. That's when the
Right.
divide came. A big divide, anyways.
Yeah, that feminism stuff was not for us at all, not for our women at all.
Not
Like,
even a
We were
little
never
bit.
being
yeah,
no
not
breast
even
power
exactly.
men.
Not even close.
Right. Never, never, ever. And now you've helped them gain ground, and we still got our same situations.
Dividing and conquering.
Mhm. It's
That's
always
why we have the what's the intentional single mothers club?
Mm,
Yeah.
We don't value an average solid Black man. Like, in our community, they have no value. A man that makes an honest living, and let's keep it simple, a school teacher, um, a plumber, people with hard-nosed jobs in our community get no respect unless they own the business.
Yep. Yeah, they don't even get respected that they're doing what they're doing. It's almost like people would think they're giving a person a compliment, like, well, maybe you'll be CEO one day. Like, shit, I'm not trying to be CEO.
Right.
Like, I'm
You
cool on the
you know
third
what I'm saying?
floor, doing what I do,
I
make
work,
good money, and my wife and kids good.
work a
But
nine to
like you
five,
said,
make
it's
an
not.
honest living, live a decent life. Those guys are not respected in our community.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it trickles down to the kids as well too. Like, a kid will look at a plumber like, bro, you a plumber. You ain't getting no
Exactly.
real money. And it's like,
Yep.
but I'm living an honest life.
Yep.
Like, something you should strive to do as well too.
Yep.
But that's the
And I'm
problem. Like,
always have a job.
Period.
hardworking people in our
Well,
community are just looked down upon, and that's not the case in other communities.
And
Well, men.
it's because the freedom again for like with the internet. Some countries the internet is banned. We don't allow that, or we regulate it. So the freedom of us to be able to see everything in excess, and get all these celebrity dreams and all of these desires planted in our head, and everybody thinks they deserve a millionaire or a Lamborghini, all of these different things that to them that's the standard. If I don't have that, I'm losing. Then they project that on the other people. If you don't have that, you're losing. And if you do have it, you need to figure out a way for you and me to have it, or whatever. Even though, okay, you're doing your 100% best and you're where you're at, where I'm gonna get another 100% to do it for me and for you, unless we come to some type of agreement. I could come down and share it with you, but you want me to provide you with the same exact. I got to become two people. You know what I'm saying? So it's the freedom of us to have all of this access. We have too much freedom now. Like, we don't even, and we pick and choose again the ice cream and the cookies, because people literally died and got beat for us to be able to read. Right? Where do you see people using punctuality? I said punctuality, punctuation, and correct grammar. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care that people risk their lives to get away with a page, to try to learn how to read or whatever, and that us knowing how to read and understanding the English language to further us. Somebody died for that, or rode for that. They don't care. They gonna pick what is the most fun, what stimulates me right in the moment, instant gratification, consistent stimulation, almost hedonistic like type of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So we have too much freedom, and we need to be regulated. So even when anybody want to interpret who they is, get us in line, I understand what they're
That's
attempting to
false.
do. You said what?
I'm talking about that comment.
Oh yeah,
That's false.
this
It
right here.
happens. Oh, it happens a lot.
Oh no, yeah, that's the guy working at
You
where
talking about what he said or
regular.
the comment? You
I'm
said
talking about the comment.
I don't think she's saying that all women. She said real women.
Right, yeah, and that's see, that's the thing. Like,
But it's a lot of people that swear they're a real woman. So that's you kind of got to define that.
or y'all got to get together, stick together, and regulate, and don't allow no fake women in that circle.
She
And
said
then
false
we
to
got to do
who?
the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold on.
yeah.
She said real women, speaking of women like herself. You're welcome, Kim. I know. So.
But y'all supposed to stick together. We're supposed to stick together and then regulate and raise more people like that.
Mm.
If nothing is being regulated, then everybody go do whatever feels good in the moment.
And like I always say, we can only control our corner of the world.
Right.
And I believe, I mean, that's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So we good. we raising kids and our friends around her,
Right.
and our friends around me. Like I feel like we're doing our due diligence. I mean, I'm trying to reach as many people as I can.
Right.
But I mean,
It's like
the masses are out here on some BS.
For sure.
We encountered it last week. I mean, it's a sisterhood out there that are really thinking like this. Like they just think that way. And there's really nothing you can do. Because they are in their own delusional world. No matter what the outcomes they're getting, they are still going to believe everything in their head. Even though they're not getting anything like what they think they're supposed to be getting.
We got to not mess with them. Like when somebody comes to you to work out to get in shape, the one thing I know that you're consistent about, don't come to me playing. If you ain't ready, don't come to me because I'm gonna charge you what I'm supposed to charge you, and we gonna work. And if you ain't ready to work, don't come to me.
And I'm the same way with people around me. I don't
right.
Get away
So when people come to you, the problem is we have no, like I said, and I'm not even a religious person, but church did a lot for the community just by having that those guidelines, or even people being afraid to go to hell or something. And you build that discipline and you build consistency and all of those things, the building blocks to be able to achieve anything. So if somebody comes, they may really want to lose weight or work out or get in shape, but if they don't have the discipline, if they don't have those building blocks, they're not going to succeed. And it's the same thing with men and women, whether it's relationship wise or, mentality. If nothing in your mind checks you that you respect, who do Black women right now respect? Who are their teachers? Like, because we not it. They don't care what we talking about. And when I say that, I don't mean all women. You know what I'm saying? But who do y'all go to get taught? And not all of that is y'all fault either, because some of us could have been better teachers, and y'all always preyed upon also too, especially in this country. But if you're not taught those building blocks, then what are you gonna do? Even if you want to be better, like where do you go? Where do you go to learn how to be better?
I was just about to say, I have examples. Beautiful examples. My mother and father been together 43, about to be 44 years. My grandmother and my grandfather were together 63 years before he passed. Like, so I seen them in their roles and how I was supposed to act as a woman and how I was supposed to take care of my husband, my kids, how I was supposed to balance all that. I see that because my mother even made a statement yesterday when I think somebody said something about my cousin, and she's married, and my mom was like, you won't know until you're married. You can't understand why a woman does what she does for her husband because you're not in that position. And all you can do is, ask those questions to women who have been in great relationships, and their roles are what they are. And I hate saying roles, but I feel like every marriage is different regardless, but it's who you marry. And my father taught my mother things and my mother taught my father things. They grew up together. Like we don't have those relationships where I fell in love with you in high school. We grew up together and we learned how to be who we are together. And we molded our kids to be that way. So it's a lot of that. There's no examples of men being men in the homes and women being women in the homes. Like that is the problem. Kids don't see those roles anymore. So that is, I feel like that's why the masculine and the feminine energy is like all screwed up, because we don't have good examples.
You're right. We do have roles. I don't know why that's such a trigger for people.
Yeah.
Right. And
roles at work.
I don't have a role. But
I got a role at work. When they find with following their role at work.
Right.
Exactly. Following their role at home.
Exactly. And that's what you just said. Like, that's what I mean. Like I'm willing to teach. All of y'all are here willing to teach, learn, listen, all of that or whatever. We got to stick together and just make it more concentrated. And one of the things at this real quick, I took some time off and reflected and just looked at social media and everything. And I got tired of, I'm saying, okay, we all know what the problems are, right? And everybody just picking a side, and there's wrong on both sides, men and women. So we can just focus on on your flaws, y'all can focus on ours, and that could just be a never-ending conversation or debate, right? But the problem is too many people are in the debate with no intention of finding a solution and actually putting action behind it. So we need to kick them out. So now I'm in a space, I'm not entertaining shit that's ridiculous. I'm not being open-minded. Well, let me hear you out just to show you that I do care about what you say and all that. That shit dead now for me, personally. After reflecting, I did that for over a year as an experiment to just see. Let me just be humble, give people a chance to just, I don't want to hear certain shit no more because I know it's stupid. They know it's stupid. And the reason why I know they know it's stupid, they don't come on these platforms. They don't come to y'all and try to attack y'all with them dumbass ideas they say in private because they have to be held accountable once it's an audience listening to them. Mm-hmm. So they're hiding. And then they come in to see what y'all talking about. Let me see what y'all talking about, get some information, and then go cook up something to dispel everything we talking about and keep spreading the bullshit. So now when I see it, I'm calling it bullshit. Get the fuck on. And that's what it is. Now my sword out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what we got to be. And that's my whole new movement about the progress. Now I'm not debating with nobody. We know there's not a lot of ignorant people here. People know we in the age of information. A person knows when something is wrong. That's why they hiding and saying it in private, arguing in private settings. And then you say, hey, come on the Breaking Barriers podcast and talk about it. No, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet you are. Because you know you don't want to stand on that bullshit that you're saying. But again, the cookies and ice cream, you could get away with that. Who's to stop them?
That's what I said last week. That's those echo chambers. As long as the folks in your little corner of the world agreeing with you, it sounds great. But when you got to stand on it, explain it, and really make it make sense, you hang up on us.
Got to show your work, like the teacher used to tell you. Let me see your work. How you got this answer?
Hey man, I like to study other cultures. I like to, the Jews, how they move, and you will see why they're in the position that they are because they work together. I mean, and they generationally pass that information down and they stick together and they're going to keep it there within themselves. That's something that we just have not figured out how to do. Because think about this, right? In which we know Asians can come in here and build a little Asia, right? Jews come in here, build little Jew areas, Italian areas. Like they all come in and create their own communities, right? And they thrive in their own communities. They don't need nobody else in their communities. We can't do that. We can't thrive in our communities with just us. But guess what? They come in and sell to us in our communities, right? We don't just sell to us in our communities. We the only community like that when you think about it. The absolute only community. And then we push our best of our best out because the best of the best don't want to stay in their community because they don't want to deal with the riffraff. So now we have that issue where it's like, think about this, right? The only people that we tend to protect in our community is like the athletes, rappers. We don't protect little Jimmy that is killing it, in tech, in robotics and all of these different things in school, right? We ain't protecting him. He a geek, he a nerd. Whatever happened to him happened to him. Which guess what? He grows up, he resents where he came from, and then he moves and he flourishing and he putting all his money into a whole nother community, right? Mm-hmm. We're the only ones like that. We the only ones that don't see that in a child at an elementary age of this kid making straight A's and see that as we have to protect that. We got to make sure this happens so they grow up and come back and take care of the community. We only looking at the other cat, Lil Day, that play basketball.
What's his name gonna be Day?
Cause
they got a lot in sports.
But you know what I'm saying? But we should be, and not that Lil Day don't need to be protected because he do, but I'm just saying like our minds, we don't protect our minds.
No.
And we have to start protecting our minds too.
We hate ourselves. Like we don't believe we really supposed to be at the top. We feel like when we do break through, we got on. Like we got over. Like we got to scam and get over the top because we're not really supposed to be there. Like that's how we think. Like not us, but like how people think. We're not supposed to be there. Like if you see a black man in a suit, some people, okay, I see you now up here with these white folks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We think you got on. Like so anybody that's you know, like the guy that the little boy that's in the tech, you don't represent a way that I can get myself in, you know, through that. He playing basketball, or I can at least get some fame. I go to your games. You can get rich and spread some love or whatever. We don't look at that. We don't really believe we got the capability or even deserve to be in those positions. So I don't know, man. It's just, it's bad. It's really
I
bad.
think it also comes down to what we can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not too many people where I'm from that are STEM based, that are technical like that. So
Yep.
seeing a straight A kid, like you like, okay, whatever. He's supposed to get good grades.
Yep.
So like that's not, I can't relate to that. I ain't get that. Like so being able to celebrate something that you've never experienced is kind of hard. You can't relate to it. But I should have been in the NBA. That was me. I was good. This. So you hype that up because you see you in that kid.
Right.
So it's kind of hard, like because most of the time when we do get out of our element or we move away from our hood or whatever, that's when we become more exposed to different things when it comes to like the technology and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So at a young age, you don't get that. You don't understand that. So I think of course it's easy to say we need to celebrate it, but how many people in the hood do you know right now that's a grown adult that's still there that can relate to a kid that's very smart in the technology space?
It's about they afraid. Like okay, you I know you're a tech person. The reason I use StreamYard is because you suggested it. And I went from there. I didn't know anything really about anything technical. And as soon as you said, oh yeah, I'm a techie, and I had the refrigerator with the screen, Samsung, I believe it was, or whatever, I respected that. Oh, okay, that's what she does. But that's because I've been so many different places. I saw people that look like us, even though I'm from the hood, that does things. I know how to recognize greatness because I see it in myself. So I believe it's possible. I'm not so ego driven that I think I'm the only one. Or just
right, but you're older, right? So think about your 25-year-old that's still in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Like to them, that doesn't exist. The only thing that they can even think of is I know sports, and I can relate to that.
Yeah, that's where we have to. And I always talk about when I spoke at the NAACP, and they asked me how you get them to listen because we got to relate to them first. When you see those guys in suits and they saying, hey, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm like, they know they're wrong. That's why they wear hoods and masks and do crimes at night or whatever. As soon as you relate and connect to them and they feel you understand, because most of us just want to be understood growing up. Okay, now I know you understand me. Now I'll listen to you. Maybe I will go in a barbershop and sweep up that hair instead of robbing that liquor store. And that's what, when we get on, and when I say get on, that even just us getting wisdom, that can be currency. When we get on and we learn stuff about life, we keep it to ourselves, and then we try to lord over everybody else, including like the younger generation, instead of relating to them and connecting with them and then teaching them, and we can breed more people like that. Because I agree with you, you know, somebody, they not just, you can't just tell them the stuff we were saying and, you know, they'll receive it and understand it and do the right thing with it at all. So we got to connect. We have to have concentrated groups throughout history, at the Black Panthers and all this stuff like that. We got to have some groups like to where we attacking the problem.
That comes with like having, like me, I have a nonprofit, and the purpose of the nonprofit is to try to pour those things into kids, different skill levels back into the community. Of course, I need help with that, but I have a skill level that they don't have. So how can I give it back, show them how to do it? Because I can't tell you, oh, here, just do this. No, it takes some stuff to get to where that is, to make that money, but it's a lot of money in it, and it's a lot easier than trying to get to the NBA. If you just know how to do it. But that's like speaking Japanese to somebody when they've never heard it before.
Right.
And the only reason I know it is because I sacrificed and went to the military to learn it. There was no other way that I could have even fathomed or imagined to do it. And not everybody's going to make that sacrifice. So I made the sacrifice. So now let me go give it back to them.
Now imagine 1,000 yous, you know, or your types like doing this. Like
how often is that going to happen? So like we go back to my little corner of the world.
Right.
It's only me.
Yeah, so no, you're doing your job. That's what I'm saying. More of us needs to do the job so it can grow, because it won't happen overnight. It won't happen in a week or a month. You know what I'm saying? I think we're so used to instant gratification. We swiping right, swiping left, up and down. We want stuff to happen. So some people I see excited about doing it, and then the glamour of it wears off, and it's just work. And our culture does not like work at all.
That's the problem.
Right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
problem.
I was gonna say that I think that people are afraid of failure, trying something new, and I think it matters like how much work you're willing to put into something and how long you're willing to be consistent. Didi said earlier, Didi was on Roland Martin on Monday, and she said on here, I didn't do anything crazy to be on there. And she gave the steps to what she did, but people were hitting her up like, hey, why, can you mention my name? It's like, you could do that. I did the same thing. All you gotta do is do this, and this is how you can do that. So yeah, I think people are really afraid of failing, which I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, like this whole fear of failing, and
They
then
failing
just
every
putting
day.
in the work.
A lot of people are afraid to succeed as well.
That's what it is. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work, and they want you. Well, you on there, so you already in the door. Get me to know. Like you go on some people posts and meet some people. Like you act like people. They see us and they see people with confidence, and they think it's so easy. Like we never get nervous, we never get tired, we never feel down, and that's why we got to show them the work and then highlight each other. You know what I'm saying? We got to highlight when somebody say, man, it's just working out. It's so hard. I can't get a six pack. I can highlight you and say, well, look at her. Guess what she been through? You know what I'm saying? Guess what she been through?
Like somebody has stated something in here. They was like, they want like popcorn results. They want it to just happen. Like, I didn't show up like this.
Right.
Like it doesn't happen that way. Like it takes a lot of work and effort and consistency year after year after year. Not just, 6 months I'll do some work and then I'll get on. No, it doesn't work that way.
No,
we have been taught the fear of failure. Our school system teaches us that you have to get 100% to be good. That's what you're shooting for, 100%. You can't get anything wrong. So a lot of people going in that system, well, if I get something wrong, I don't even want to do it. So they shy away from it. It's things that we've been taught. We don't want to do things until it's perfect, right? A lot of people have a hard time saying, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Whatever, I'm gonna learn along the way. I'm gonna get better along the way. I'm gonna get that rhythm in. I'm gonna grow with it. But this is what I want to do. They don't have a perfect plan. They don't know what to do perfectly. So they don't do it. And they want the results like y'all are saying. They want them immediately. And it's like, that's not how that works. That's just not life, right? Most millionaires, billionaires will tell you like, yo, I didn't get here until my mid 40s. Like I didn't get into this space until my mid 40s. That's when I got in my stride. But we see them, right, as they're millionaires and billionaires. We don't see the 15 to 20 years that they've been grinding to get to that position. I wish people would talk more about that than talking about what they had. People don't talk, because like a lot of people will say that. I can remember going through that same situation where it's like, bro, things seem like it happened easy for you. And I'm like, no, it happens easy. You think it happens easy for me. Like I'm grinding. You ain't see the hours. You ain't see the sleepless nights that it took to get in, put into this. Like I knew this is what I wanted. You didn't see the studying, the understanding, because we come from the same place, bro. I ain't know nothing about money. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure it out. I had to learn. I had to put the reps in to get an understanding that money is a tool that we use to live. It's that simple. And I feel like that's the basic. And I know this is totally different from the topic we're talking about. But once we understand that money is the tool that we use to live, I think people understand how to make it and consistently make it and let it grow. Don't look at it as something we have to hold on to and keep in our hands. So, yeah.
Really, Tom?
I must have missed that. Where'd that come from?
That's random. He just said it.
But no, I agree with you, man. And you know who does see that though, Adrian? Like their people, teach them that stuff, and they see the grind and they know what it is. You can have a millionaire dad and you got to go out and have a lemonade stand as a young kid to go earn some sneakers or something that you want or whatever. And they teach them those values. And I just made a a video, and Didi had made a post talking about respect, how it should just be standard. That's automatic. We highlight and we celebrate mediocrity. We try to pump it up so we can get comfortable staying where we at and don't have to do any more work. You know what I'm saying? So if I feel like I can just go get a fake Rolex and whatever else, and as long as I'm getting women, long as I'm getting attention, long as I'm popping on social media, that I'm winning and I'm successful, what's going to motivate me to do anything more? And we feel like money, like you said, money is a tool, but we feel it gives us actual value. Like we think having some money makes us better, like some type of way. I don't know, and it doesn't. But you can't, again, there's no regulation. Who's to say that when you can look up, and I'm not speaking ill will, I use this person's name so recklessly or whatever, but it's not, I don't mean anything by it, but like a Glorilla or somebody, they will see somebody who could come from something that they feel is similar to their situation or lower and blow up. And I say, okay, how many Glorillas is it, man? Like out of you think you're going to be the one out of 10 million people that this will happen to, and look at the train wreck that some of these people are. I don't want to say that about her. I don't know enough about her to say that, but we bank on that because all we're doing is this, and we basing our dreams and our goals off what we seeing instantaneously. Like Valentine's Day coming up. It's some visions of Gucci bags and Louis bags and cruiser
shit.
Ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
So
the delusion is real.
In the wrong place, man.
The delusion is real.
I agree with him when he said the standards that our kids have at school. Like, as a parent, you just be like trying to, my son, when he gets his report cards or whatever, I'd be like, everybody is not an A-B student. And I get that. Everybody's mind work different. I said, but did you do your best? And if he said yes, then I'm like, well, damn, 50% is your damn best, and we're gonna keep it pushing.
I don't think so.
Because everybody
not the 50, boy.
I'm at 50 now. Shit. You just wrote your name on the paper.
But some people don't grasp things quicker than other people, or it might just be that's the wrong teacher for you. So like I tell him, I was like, well, what didn't you understand? What can we do to fix this? So that's my whole thing. I don't like that grading system because some kids don't know math and some kids are amazing at science. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like just let them study in the fields that they're great at and keep it moving. Like, why am I wasting my time at something I don't want to do or I am not enjoying? But I say to my kid, as long as you tried your best, I'm cool. No,
I told him he bring a goddamn 60 miles again on his day.
Look, so Montessori school is like that.
Sometimes it isn't the kid.
Yeah, Montessori.
Yeah,
no, because now he got 80s. It was him.
Yeah.
And that's what I was about to say. So if we give them the outs, the kids gonna take the outs if we give them the outs too much.
Especially boys.
The thing is, it's not about, because I agree with as far as I hated doing any subject that I felt I wasn't going to use, but where your weaknesses are and overcoming those builds the character, man, and the conditioning you need to survive in life. Exactly. Because if you could just lull them in like, well, hey, no, okay, how can we improve? Even if it's a 50, you can get to a 60 or something. You can do better because you can do more, less game time, less this or that, and more this or whatever, and keep pushing and striving them to, for them to do better. Like now, something like band class, I don't like that people get graded off of that. I happen to be good, but what if I wasn't? Everybody not going to be able to play an instrument. So I would understand, like that. But like, no, we gotta, and effort is important. When our kid just scribble something on a piece of paper, you'll put that on the refrigerator until you teach them how to color in the lines. Now you're going to grade it on effort. You're not expecting a Picasso, but you're going to say, hey, you could do better than that. You got all these lines outside this box. You're not down on them, but saying, hey, put some more effort into this. So I understand in grading by effort, but
as they were back then, our teachers we had growing up are not these teachers nowadays. There as many great teachers or caring teachers as there were back then either. And that no kid left behind crap should have been left behind, because it's just like they don't leave them behind. They just push them forward and they're not prepared to go to the next stage. That's like giving everybody a trophy and be like, you tried. No.
Yeah, that participation trophy is ridiculous.
I don't play with these teachers. Give me the fucking answers and how to work it out. I'm not figuring this shit out. Give me what you got, because I'm not doing all this. I'm not doing all this work. I'm not in school no more.
Teach the
Give me the
stuff,
stuff.
changing it.
I'm not going to show him the answers, but I need you to help me so I can help you. We can help him.
And then send it home and talk about get your parents to help you. Well, we gonna do the math the way I learned the math. And she's like, well, that's not the way we're learning. Well, ma'am, then you should have did your job. You getting paid for teaching him, not me. I teach him how to be a good human, not how to be a math student. No.
They give me all the teachers' answers and the worksheets with the teacher stuff on it.
Hey, and that's the thing. I'm real quick. I tell my son, I said, y'all kids shouldn't be as stupid as y'all are because y'all got Google. We didn't have that. We actually had to go look up in dictionaries and
every day if I was a kid.
we had to look up this stuff. I literally typed
calculators
the damn paper on Google and it pops up with the damn answers. Like, please stop being stupid.
It's the entitlement though, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you, this is not me saying, I understand exactly what you're saying about the like 50% or whatever, but you give them an out, they're gonna take it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we gotta push them more. I agree with you. The teachers aren't the same at all. Like not even close. I still in contact with my teachers. It was a different type of relationship back then than it is now. But that means we got to come together as a community. Yeah, no, they are. So, hey, and listen though, barely though, for real. Like barely, if you being serious, barely.
It don't really mean nowadays. I know some 30-year-olds that got a full gray head.
Yeah, man. And this, we just gotta do more work, and that's what we don't like to do in our culture. We don't like the work.
Nope.
We don't.
They want everything.
And it's our fault. People did a lot of the work previous to us. Like they did a lot of the work for us, and we reaped the rewards, and we threw a party, and we just threw all that shit away. And now we stuck here. We got to do some more of the work to get back right. And people don't want to work.
We could all have a lot of money, but nobody want to do that damn work for couponing.
For real.
And be like, do it for me, I'll pay you.
There's plenty of websites out there that'll do the work for you, man.
Yep.
Don't ask me how I know.
Then you don't want to get the money back.
That's me, student of life. I want to learn everything, man.
Listen, we got one more topic we're gonna go over.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
And then we're gonna be done. So I don't even know where this question came from. And everything was chaotic last week, so I don't remember if we even talked about it. If we got to this, I know it was a topic for last week, but oh man, I had a daggone video for that one topic and I forgot. Oh well, too late. I did.
Drena, you remind me of you remember Freddie from you know what I'm talking about?
A different world.
Different world.
Yeah.
Like the hairstyle.
I finally combed my hair.
I've
been rocking a puff the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this? I'm a little tipsy, y'all. Y'all, this is terrible.
Was that?
Did we talk about this topic?
No, that's the main. That's what I was waiting on. I think.
Okay, I have a video. I was like, wait a minute, I got a video. Why are Black women the least married? See, this is what I get for drinking that whole drink. That's what I get.
I don't know.
We're gonna watch this video real quick about why Black women are the least married.
I said it was gonna cause some tension, and that's okay. I stand on everything I said. But since y'all are having such a disconnect, let me go ahead and break it down for you. You don't have to go to college to find a man. But what's not common is you don't see a lot of Black women sitting in the audience either engaged or married, even though we are the most enrolled. On top of that, 1 in 4 of us are married. So even though Black men marry us at higher rates than they marry outside of their race, and they are the demographic that marries interracially the most, they're still not marrying Black women at substantial rates compared to other races. White women almost double in marriage. What I'm speaking to is a mentality. Black women is the only group of women that says things as a collective. I don't need a man. I'm strong and independent. Fuck a nigga, get money. I can raise my kids on my own. I can do everything by myself. We're the only group of women that disassociate ourselves from our men. And the very moment that they come with their preferences in response to our standards, we have the audacity to say things like they're insecure, sassy, zesty, misogynistic, or they just simply hate Black women. Y'all don't practice what you preach. A lot of y'all are trying to heal from the hurt that your father caused, and you taking it out on every man as if you dated every Black man, and then we'll have the audacity to say, well, these men are not doing this, these men are not not doing this. The definition of insanity is doing something the same way, expecting some different results. And y'all keep doing stuff the same way because it's a mentality. So I'm fine if you want to argue, but make sure you can sustain.
That was it. Sorry, it cut off.
100% agree. 100, and that's not me. I don't lump all black women in one group the same. But when I talk about culturally, I'll even say the men. Like, you know, we talking about specific people. But no, I agree. Again, like she said, and that's the part I had to learn. I'm willing to argue, but you better be able to substantiate what it is that you're saying. You better be able to show your work. I'm not arguing with you. I'm gonna point at you and say, see, that's the example, you know, of what not to do or what not to be, and I'm gonna put it next to my ideals with my work shown with it. Yeah, I agree with almost everything she said. I didn't get hyped. Let me take a sip. Let me calm down. I hate that we love y'all, and obviously it's some messed up men, but we love y'all, man. Like when it come down to it, man, I feel like most men, I don't want to say most because I don't know, but the average black man that I know, if something is happening to y'all, we right there, man. I'm gonna put my chest in front of them gunshots, them knife swings, all of that shit. I've done it in my life. I do it for my mother, you know, my girlfriend or wife if I got married or whatever. Like we really love y'all, man, and we want to be what y'all say y'all want us to be. We're tired. You got to have this and you got to do this. Look at us striving to get all of that shit, killing ourselves. Like we striving to get all, like he said, the regular man isn't appreciated. Like I can't be regular and say, hey, you know what? I've grown up in the finer things in life you can't buy. I want to just be respectful and I want to travel and see the world and I just want to be a kind person. All that. Yeah, where the money at? Like that's how we striving to get all of these cars and all that, you know, just, you know, men collectively or whatever. And when you buy into that, it's never enough. It'll never be enough.
I think that perspective comes from the type of women. Like if a woman is only wanting these things, like constantly needing, it may be the type of women that these men are choosing. The same way I go at women for choosing the wrong types of men. Right. Because the average black woman who respects the black man is fine with whatever he given, as long as he put forth effort, he's consistent.
Y'all a minority though.
Consistent.
Right. I believe y'all are a minority.
Really not an issue.
I believe y'all are a minority. I agree that maybe all of y'all look at it like that. The ones that are like y'all, but y'all are a minority. Even the good ones, if you buy into any pop culture, you know how you put that one, you could have a 5-gallon jug and you put 2 drops of ink in it and the whole thing is contaminated. You buy into any pop culture and you bring that, like she said, the mentality. If you have a certain mentality, you can have all the best intention in the world. It's not going to work. So I believe the concentrated group of y'all women who do think like that, I agree. You know, that's what it is. Before I had some technical difficulties, something didn't happen. Wow.
You know, the weird thing is one time I think when a guy was talking, he's like, well, what do you want? Like, what do you want? I just want you to be you. I want you to be okay. Like men don't believe that like we exist where we just want you for you and not what you have. Like, I just want you. And like, he was just like, no, but really, what do you want? Like flashy stuff and all that other stuff. It does not do anything to me. And men don't believe that these type of women exist. The one thing you can give me that is the most valuable thing in this world is your time. And men believe that it's a lie. Like, I'm like, well, then I guess we're not compatible. So
we believe y'all, but the time is more valuable than the money. So what if you want my time, if I'm an ambitious man, because I think all women respect and admire a man who goes for what it is that he wants, right? Mm-hmm. Now if I say, hey, I got to really buckle down for 3 months and get on this, whatever it is that I'm doing, so you won't see much of me, or I'm going to be tired when I come in, this or whatever. I think a lot of our women base how much they feel their man loves them by how much they can interrupt them. Like if I can get you to go away, like think about what I'm saying. Like if I can get you to look away from what you're doing, if you playing the game and I stand in front of the game, think all the commercials where a woman stands in front of the Super Bowl or this whatever. Like if I can get you to like divert your attention away from something and put it on me, then that really means you love me. If I can get you to if I'm the one that could get him, yeah, he doesn't do that on Thursdays, but if I tell him, you know, he'll do it.
That sound like an immature woman.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of them running around. And now the ones from like I feel like my era, I have a completely different mentality. You know, but it's a lot of women running around that's like that. Like look at the memes in the post, you know, he got to accept my mouth or this, that, whatever. You don't have to ask for a dime, but if you a asshole, you know, I don't want to use another word or whatever, then what's the difference? Like, I don't want to deal with that either. There's always some type of attitude about something that's not enough, because I feel like not enough women had their fathers. So they're looking for a second chance to be a daughter, not a wife. I think they're looking for a second chance to be a daughter and a spoiled daughter. I think a lot of women want men to adopt them. That's why you hear a lot of, well, daddy, can we go this? Oh, I want this. Oh, I want, like you hear them talking like children. They want to be adopted. I really feel like that. They want to be adopted.
Age groups of women do you deal with?
It's not me that's dealing with like that or whatever. I see it. And
what age group are these women? Because I don't know. Maybe because I'm old. I don't know.
So, right, but think about the video that she made. The video that she made, she had to get that perception from some. This is what's being put out there. You know what I'm saying? She had to get that from somewhere to even feel like that to make the video that you just showed. And I see it all up and down my timeline, other people's timeline. You know, people who will comment on certain posts or debates you had, and that's what they own.
Yeah, college attended. Yeah, you were. I'm glad she said that. She did quote that Black women being the highest number of college attendees. So it may be the correlation between that age group. Because I'm like, yeah, that was.
Yeah,
because they're kids.
See, but how far do the age go now that we consider people kids now?
I don't know, but in college, you're still a kid to me.
Was a kid. If you're 30 to a 50 or 55-year-old, you still a young buck. Like, you know, so I understand, but I think everybody is trying to be a kid still. Not, you know, obviously not 100% of everybody, but look at all of this stuff. Like, it's the social media and pop culture thing. Like,
But social media is a project. It's an experiment. It's not real life,
right?
Like, to everybody, people think that it's real, but if we look at their real life, it doesn't exist in their real life.
Right,
they're saying it, but they're not living it. Right. So if I'm on social media all day and I'm just spewing these things, even though none of this stuff actually exists in my life, it's not real.
Right.
I can scream all day about these things about I want this man to make this much money.
Right.
He got to be this tall. He got to do this. But in reality, you've never had any of these things. Yep. Nobody around you have ever dated anybody like this. So it doesn't exist. You're just saying it.
Exactly. I agree. And it's like a chant. Like people only they're chanting it by keep posting it and saying it over and over. They're programming themselves that it is real to them. So they're moving as if, you know, they're okay. They know it's not real, but they're chanting it. It's just
but
like when you chanting
don't know it's not real. That's the delusion of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the delusion.
Daniel, I agree with you. Lots of men are childish into their 40s. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, for sure.
They want their mama. They want a mother to date and child.
that's I agree. We definitely matured, you know, at a slower rate.
Yeah, but the one thing about social media is a lot of these people really think it's for real.
Yes.
Like this is their entire life and nothing else exists. They will neglect actual people around them.
Yep.
For what's on their phone.
Yep. Yeah, that's why we got to start showing them the work. Like we got to start to separate, to draw a line. If somebody could just say, "Hey, I'm the court queen." She talking about she the court queen. I'm the court queen. The court queen isn't just how you look; it's what you did and what you did to get there and what you do to maintain it is a part of it, right?
The crazy part about your statement right now is that people who have access to me on a regular basis, they see the evidence of who I am.
Right.
And sometimes it doesn't even matter because it could be something bigger and it may not even be real.
Right.
But it's on this phone. And I gotta get this. And half these people don't even really have what they're presenting to have.
Right.
And you can see evidently what I have.
Right.
And what I do on a consistent basis, but they'll go somewhere else.
I feel like we don't, and I agree. I feel like we just got to start highlighting that more, and also just denying access to people who not of that mindset. Like, I don't want to be friends. I don't want to have pointless dialogue. If you come in and you're trying to push something, like some of the narratives or some of the things that we're talking about that we disagree with, I'm against it. You know, I'm not going to be open-minded to that. I think that's where we're at right now. I think we have to draw a fine line, and we have to fight to keep them on that side of the line, like destroy it. That's what I think. We need to be regulated. Like, we have too much freedom.
Are the least married because they don't genuinely want to be. They don't want the man that will marry them. They don't want to prioritize them. They want to be a city girl and still have someone to come home to. It doesn't work like that.
Can we age group on these type of women? Because I mean, my group of people I hang with ain't like this.
Y'all
like,
minority. Y'all special.
Like,
if that's the case, y'all special.
Most of my friends are married.
Yeah, like, they're married or engaged or in relationships. Like, damn, I'm just like, when they be like, we're doing couples trips, I was like, y'all can all go to hell. I can't do that. Like, where's the
but out of my grandparents have 7 granddaughters and 4 of them are married.
I agree with that. What Kimberly just said.
Let me see. I ain't gonna tell y'all the statistics on my family because it's a damn shame. I think it's it's a lot of grandkids. There's a whole bunch of them, and
yeah, like if we
married.
Most of the guys in my family are married.
No, the one that was married, she passed away.
Yeah.
But none of them are married.
You know, the men get to choose those women. Like, it's looked down upon a woman when she want to ask a man to marry them. But if it was the roles were reversed and we got to ask, shit, I would have probably been married.
Women asking.
I still wouldn't.
They just not asking for marriage. They asking for money and sex.
Hell to the no. If it was reversed, I'm still not gonna be.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I just, it's just weird. And that's why I say all my male cousins are married, are in long-term relationships. The females, no.
I have no desire.
Yeah, I think for me, the women is kind of, it's a little split, but male cousins definitely married or thinking about marriage or committed. Yeah, it's definitely lopsided. So, and this is the funny thing, because when you start to think about that, like a lot of people be like, yeah, the men in my family typically get married, but then you like the women aren't. Something to think
about. You know what I think play a part?
Because we say black men don't want to get married, right? We typically say that.
About first cousins. Ain't none of my first cousins married, men or women.
Oh my.
None of them.
Yeah, my 2 cousins that just was up here, both married.
Nope.
But it's I think sports and things like that play a part too. Like I was talking about church, like you ran track, right, Didi?
Yeah.
So when you play sports or you compete, it doesn't matter if you're on a cheer squad and it's highly competitive. But when you compete at a young age, you learn how to fight through adversity. You learn to work towards a goal. You know, when you do things like that in life. When you just told all your life, you know, you a princess or you my little king or this or whatever, you just get things just because, that breeds that entitlement. You know what I'm saying? And you grow up and you just expecting to get everything you want. Hence the comment, you know, some want to be city girls and then still have somebody to come home to. They want it all. Whatever feels good to me in the moment, I just want that. Like, I'm not going to be committed to anything though, because I haven't been committed to anything my entire life. I haven't had to be.
That's
so
because
we got to find a way to instill the stuff that church used to, or that sports does. Like, we got to figure out a way to do that if we go help other people, or else we just go be off to our own and just say, well, hey, I'm good, which a lot of people are starting to do.
Thank you, Kim.
I think
that a lot of women want the wedding. You know, I think you see that princess life. You want the wedding. Yep. But I mean, think about that. You know, all the little movies, it's, you get pursued, you get married, the little love affair, and then you go live happily ever after. No one talks about the happily ever after,
Right.
right? Like what that looks like and how being in a marriage, is supposed to look on a day-to-day basis. It's not glamorous. Like they make everything up to it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of it as well too. It's like, yeah, because people want to spend all this money on a wedding, but you gotta live. Y'all gotta live.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Kadeem,
I was gonna say I think that's a big part of it, Adrian. I also think for Black women, if you think about the history of it, I think that a lot of Black women are being raised by, unfortunately, in households that don't have fathers, or they are being raised by their grandmothers, and those women are telling them, focus on yourself, focus on your education. You don't got to depend on nobody for money, all this and that. When white women go off to college, they are taught to get married, find their mate when they're at college. But Black women are largely told, focus on yourself, make sure you get to the point where you ain't got to depend on no man for money, all this and that. And I think that just with me thinking about my friends that went to college that are married, they married somebody that they met at college. So the people, I think they're marrying each other outside of college. Like here, the number is lower of people that aren't actually married. And then I also think that you have women who just, a lot of people may not be married, but do they really want to be married? Because I don't think they have seen an example personally of something that they want to have, that they strive to have.
And what is the benefit? Like, what are we gonna get out of the marriage? What is the goal for being married?
That was a great point she just made about not seeing it too.
And I also think if Black women looked outside of their race, the number would be higher. Because I think a lot of Black women really want to find a Black man to marry, have a Black husband, and before they'll go and find somebody of a different race, they'll just stay by themselves until that person comes along.
Daniel said, but the white women who get the Mrs. degree are looked down on as poor students.
I don't know.
So that's why they sent to college, to make sure, find you a man who's going to take care of you.
No way.
Kadeem and DeVal Ellis, they wrote a book and they were just talking about that. She said before they got married, everybody kept asking her, so what do you think of what do you think is gonna be about the marriage? She's like, I didn't think about the marriage. I want the wedding, but he thought about how I'm gonna provide, how I'm gonna do this, what we're gonna do with this and this. And they basically talked about that. And she said in a way she was glad that she didn't speak to people about what the marriage entailed, because it might have tainted her. But then she was like, she wished she would have, because it's different things that you get from other people's experience. Sometimes you just got to experience. And she says she's glad she just experienced her marriage, because she feel like if she would have listened to other people, she probably wouldn't have got married. So
I want to take some accountability for the men too, because I think a part of it also is we don't want to have our turn to work with y'all, like, through y'all trauma and that stuff like that, because y'all worked with us, because we fucked up and made our mistakes and went to prison and left the household and left women with kids and beat on y'all and all this other type of stuff that men did. And y'all worked with us. Y'all became the down chicks and all the other stuff or whatever, and y'all got into crime with us and all of the other stuff or whatever, right? And throughout that, y'all sustained a lot of damage. And then a lot of men have found a way out of that. And we're trying to do better. And now it's our turn to kind of weather the storm with y'all, to try to help y'all get back on track. And I don't think a lot of us are willing to get down in the trenches with y'all like y'all got down with us, and start from there and say, hey, I'm going to sacrifice what I could be doing because I'm committed to healing with this woman and doing that. So I believe men could take some accountability as far as that. We don't get down in the trenches with y'all like y'all did for us. We just kind of like, hey, just listen to me. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and you know we could. But that's not what y'all was telling us. Y'all suffered through us cheating and all type of abuse and all type of different shit. You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part too. And that's another thing that, you know, I reflected about in the past few months or whatever. Like, what more could we do? Or what have they done? Because we was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? We took y'all through some shit and y'all held us down.
Yeah.
Y'all done stood in courtrooms, went to jail. Y'all done had babies, held the babies down. Y'all done dealt with, you know, side bitches and all type of other shit or whatever and still held us down. So now it's our turn to deal with some of y'all trauma. And a lot of us ain't up for the task. Like, no, fuck that. And that's why you see the little passport bros and all the other shit. Like, we just gonna run over here and find the easy way out because we got more options. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to say that we got to take some accountability too as men and try to do more with helping y'all, you know, heal from a lot of the shit that we put y'all through too, along with, you know, this country and the world.
Wow.
You better take some accountability for the Chris. I hear you.
I'm trying. It might be what's up in this little cup though.
Hey, we'll take it.
Man, I think I messed up.
We'll take it.
If we never hear it again, thank you.
Right, we got it on record.
Had to play
No,
that.
we ain't got in the trenches with y'all like y'all did us, man. Like, not at all.
Lisa said that society doesn't want us to be in marriages. The goal was to break down family households. And through mainstream media and other things, they have been successful.
This is true.
We're powerful together. They know it.
Yeah,
we could be together. I just ain't signing no paperwork.
And that's fine too, because you know, back in the day we couldn't sign no damn papers anyway.
No.
Yeah, that's a whole different implication. You making a business agreement now, like that's a whole different. That's somebody else's idea.
That's too much.
Yeah.
We can go to power attorney for whatever I want you to. No, I'm not sharing. I'm staying.
But I will say, more of us can trust more of y'all when it comes to that, as far as a certain age group. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm 42. Women of my generation, a lot of them are loyal. Like, it's, you know, people in my life who I know that's not their goal. Like, they wouldn't try to steal from me or no, you know, they don't even think like that or whatever. It just comes with this pop culture now. It's like everybody out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, man, for real, like, I got to get out on you before you get out on me, or let me make sure I got this covered for when this like it's too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, that was a great discussion, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming on. We didn't have any mishaps. Nobody left early. That was great. This is the time of the show where we talk about what we have coming up. So y'all can go and let the folks know what you got coming up.
All right. Well, Black Collar Podcast. This is my first podcast I've done in the new year. It's Breaking Barriers Podcast. I'm very thankful and appreciative for y'all having me again. I also have a new movement that's called ATP, About the Progress. I'm pushing that because, like I said, I'm not doing the pointless debates anymore with just anybody. If it's not anybody that's putting in some type of work, I'm not even giving them, you know, an audience. Like, I'm not even giving them conversation or whatever. So at this point, it's about the progress. And I want to be progressive. I want to leave a conversation just like this, knowing I learned something, I taught something, you know, gaining new perspective and becoming better. So Black Collar Podcast, I got a podcast coming up next week, a few of them actually, or whatever. I can't wait to have y'all on. You know what I'm saying? It's been a year since I started. And I remember the first one, my black collar was backwards. I didn't know nothing. Dee helped me with a lot, man. You don't even know how much, you know, talking to you helped me. My letters was backwards. Mics was set up, but it was no microphone sound. It was just like, so I'm really thankful. I'm trying to go back to my roots, and I have a tribute that's include you guys and everybody who's participated in my movement. I had the hoodies and the t-shirts. I get y'all information in y'all sizes actually. I send y'all all a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever y'all can represent. I want to start off with only the people who putting in work in their respective fields to rock the shit and to represent that or whatever that it's about the progress. And that's pretty much it for me right now, man.
Salute.
I like hoodies. So tomorrow night, 1/3 of in their underground.
Lana gonna cut the lights off you.
Mommy duty. Underground Kings are tomorrow at 10. And I Am Woe, we be on Sundays. And we just got invited to do radio. It's Black with No Chaser. So there's an app that everybody can start downloading and they can listen to us. They don't have to just look at us and watch. So that was a big thing. And other than that, I'm just a mom. I'm, like I say, it's football, work, podcast. That's it. That's my life.
Appreciate you, Courtney. What you got, Drena Dreen?
Y'all know me. It's Mardi Gras time.
All she want to do is goddamn party.
It's Mardi Gras, so I'm getting ready for that. I'm excited.
All them drunk guys asking you why you still single.
No, they're gonna say shit. So that she gets
beat. What you got, Adrian?
Yeah, so of course I've been doing the building up my coaching business. Actually going to be doing a training on confidence. And I'm really gearing towards helping people with their careers and get to the next level in their careers. One thing that we definitely know is when it comes to negotiating your salary, you got to have that confidence to ask for what you deserve. We definitely don't do it. And I'm teaching people, those perspectives of what that look like. A lot of times, we get offers and they offer us the low end of what they're willing to offer. And, just to say if the job is 65 to 95, K that they're willing to offer you, then they're going to offer you 65. So it's up to you to ask for what you deserve. 80% of companies are expecting you to counter their offer, but only 20% of the people counter the offer, right? They're expecting you to counter, but they don't. So I'm just teaching people how to get their bread, stuff like that. But man, I got a lot coming. Yeah, stick with me, especially coming into the second quarter of this year, man. I got a lot. So yeah, it'll be coming out slowly, but it's coming.
Is that a Saya Collective hat you have on?
Yeah. Oh, you heard of it?
Oh, yeah, no, Devlin.
Yeah.
Carter.
Yeah. Yep.
I was wondering what that was. I thought it was a Supreme hat at first.
That's Saya Collective, black owned. He makes sneakers.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen him. Didi, what you got coming?
No, I'm joking. No, I don't have a lot. I don't think. I'm too drunk to think of it anyway. If I do, February 17th. Oh, Super Bowl, baby! I ain't got my cup. That's some bullshit. That's what I get for trying to have a fancy drink. I ain't got my Eagles cup. Fly Eagles, fly. The Eagles will be in the Super Bowl this Sunday. I am not having no party, but I will be watching. And I will be home. I got all my stuff already for the parade, so.
It's a win-win for me, man. I want y'all to win. I feel like y'all deserve it. It's a win-win. Those two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. And then I will be in Orlando Thursday, the 16th, I think it is. 16th to the 18th for the, let me get the title of this show. I don't want to mess the folks stuff up. Y'all might be coming. It is the Love and Laughter concert. It has Jacquees, Drew Hill, Silk, Bobby Valentino, and Money Train. So we'll be there performing on that show. Doing some radio promos that weekend in Orlando. So yeah, I think that's all I got. If I got more, child, I don't know. I'm sleepy. I got a train at 6:30 in the morning. So yeah. But that's it. Y'all, we gotta come up with a name for our people in the comments. What are we gonna call them? We got to come up with a name for them. If y'all want to vote on a name, let us know what y'all want to be called. You know, we gotta call them something. They used to be called the Battle Buddies, but we're not the Battle Buddies anymore. So
Breakers.
They're the breakers.
Something like that, like something construction related to like breaking barriers or something like that.
Breakers. If y'all like breakers, we're gonna go with it. If y'all want to be called the breakers, we're gonna call y'all the breakers. Daniel, Daniel, you always got to be.
What does that say?
Rogue Gallery? No. Peanut Gallery? No. We appreciate y'all.
Like they raiding and busting down.
Right. Fucking insurrectionists. No, I'm joking. We appreciate y'all for coming in the comments every single week. Make sure y'all like the video on YouTube. That's how YouTube uses the metric to like make our video be seen more and more on the platform. So like it, please. Oh, I like that one, Lisa. The barrier busters.
My cousin, for some reason, she couldn't comment on either one. She been texting me this whole time. She said wrecking balls or wreckers.
Wrecking balls. I don't know about the balls.
Wreckers.
I like the barrier busters. I like that.
I like that too.
Barrier brigade. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Barrier brigade. No,
I love the word brigade. I don't know why.
I like barrier busters. I think that's what we're called. I don't know. We'll think about that. But if y'all want to come on the show, let us know. Inbox us, DM us. Don't come up. We might have to interview you. Don't come over here with no BS. If you have a topic that you want us to talk about, DM us, inbox us, or text that number that goes across the screen. Daniel, nobody got time for you and these big ass words. What's wrong? We'll chop it up with y'all next week. We appreciate y'all once again, but make sure y'all check everybody out. We got Black Collar 6 podcast, Iron Wool podcast, and the Breaking Barriers podcast. So check everybody out. Y'all stay tuned. We got some more for y'all next week, and we appreciate y'all. Bye.